From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Well, hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I am Keith Allen, and proudly welcoming you into this Wednesday, October the 11th, 2017's edition of For the People. Stand up. Stand up. Who says this? Lindsay Lohan. Are you a big fan? You might know her. I mean, she's kind of famous. And there's a lot of famous people, obviously, in Hollywood. But she is defending the behavior of a sexual deviant. You may have heard the story about Harvey Weinstein. He's a Weisenheimer, isn't he? His wife's dumping him. But there's a lot to know about this story, and we're going to weigh in on this. But it's amazing when it comes down to money, what people will do and what people say and what they're not saying. But you're going to be very surprised, or maybe not, if you're a follower of the Clintons or the Obamas when it comes down to money, but you'll find the connection there. But this movie mogul, everybody knew him in Hollywood. I mean, this guy's been there for decades and decades. I lived in Hollywood for a short time. I was going to do a stint with CBS Radio back in the 90s, and I just did not really like the lifestyle, let's say, in Los Angeles or Hollywood. And the 3-hour difference, I quite honestly, it was quite annoying trying to get used to that when I had most of my family on the East Coast. But one thing that I had discovered when I was out there, the culture. The movies, television shows these days are so sexually charged. They used to complain back in the 50s that Elvis Presley was shaking his hips on the Ed Sullivan Show. People were all bent out of shape. I mean, that pales, wouldn't you say, in comparison to the junk that's on television today. And look, I think sex is great. I think it's terrific. But there's a time and a place for that. There was TV shows, and there was TV shows when I grew up, and there was light innuendo to the imagination. They did not show what they show today. And to be quite honest with you, what happens in other people's bedrooms, I could care less. That's just me. But now I know that there's a culture out there that likes it. They enjoy watching other people. Oh, there's a name for that. Voyeurism. Oh, that's it. Yes. But there is a voyeurism, if you will, on television. And people they're kind of numb to it. They don't even think about it that way. They're like, oh, I wouldn't go in somebody's bedroom and I wouldn't watch them have what you are. You're doing it right now, and people are oblivious. They don't even know what's happening in front of their eyes. I mean, seriously, there is so much crap in the movies, so much crap on the television. Now, I'm not defending this Weinstein guy who certainly made careers, broke careers for people that were looking aspiring actors, but many have come forward saying that this guy's a sexual deviant. And I'm not going to say that because he watched some movies or sitcoms that were oversexed. But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is what you watch what you expose yourself to. Seriously, no pun intended. It has an effect. As an evangelical Christian, I'm offended by a lot of the stuff that is on television, on Netflix, on Hulu. I mean, it's just so widely accepted, and you wonder why. You wonder why there's so many sexual deviants out there, and it's almost like it's accepted, and people come out and they defend people like him. Lindsay Lohan, case in point, she's in Dubai. Now, this piece has been taken down, but she's standing up, and she's in her bathroom in Dubai. Well, she lets you know it, so let's just...
Hi, this is Lindsay Lohan. Hi, I'm in Dubai. I'm home, and I feel very bad for Harry Weinstein right now. I don't think it's right what's going on. I think Georgina needs to take a stand and be there for her husband. And he's never harmed me or done anything wrong to me. And we've done several movies together. And so I think everyone needs to stop. I think it's wrong. So stand up.
I think it's wrong. I think people should stand up. Well, plenty of women have stood up. And believe it or not, the wife's had enough. Yeah. Georgina Chapman, Harvey Weinstein's wife of 10 years, said that she's dumping Weinstein after the revelations of alleged sexual allegations with numerous women, including some of the industry's most well-known actresses. Chapman, 41, she's a fashion designer, been married to her husband there, 65 since 2007, 2 children together. I have a daughter and a son. And it's just a shame, but she believes it. This is not just an affair. He sexually assaulted, pushed his weight around to get what he wanted, groped. These stories will be coming out. She's just saying, you know what? No. No, I'm done with this. This is disgusting. And TMX said that Harvey decided to take the advice of the people around him and leave immediately, citing sources that he will never enter a live-in facility that deals both with sex and other behavioral issues. Yeah. Well, what this is TMZ's report that Weinstein was being seen boarding his private jet, bound for all things a rehabilitation center in Europe for sex addiction. They have places where they can try to fix you. But, we'll see if this fixes him. Weinstein was considered one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood up to this point. But he was fired days ago from the company he co-founded when the New York Times revealed he allegedly sexually harassed actresses Ashley Judd and Rose McGowan, and was it Rose? Yeah, Rose McGowan, among others, several others. This is like Bill Cosby all over again. And what is that, the New York Times? But they do whistleblow. The problems over at Fox News. It's not just Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby just, he put a little something in the drink. That's disgusting. Dr. Huxtable. But there's a lot of sexual deviants. Not to justify an affair, but there's one thing about having an affair, where there's 2 consensual parties partaking. But then when you push yourself on them or say, you do this, or you're not getting this, or you're not going to be in my movie, and threatening and pushing and groping, when multiple sources that work in the building, they report it, and years and years. And this is a story of Hollywood ignoring it for decades. This guy's been doing it for a long, long time. And people have been protecting this guy, but finally, just like Fox News and Bill O'Reilly, too much information got out, and would have been damaging to the brand, damaging to the company because these actresses were coming out. And, I got to applaud these women. I'm applauding these women for the courage to stand up against big money, threats, and all these things. And believe me, you better bet this guy is going to go off on all of them with all the money that he possibly can muster up to try to destroy their careers one way or another. If he can influence anybody to not hire these acts and be able to take them out. Luckily, all of these actresses seem to be pretty set and don't need it, but Hollywood has been sexed up for a long time. How do you get to the top? Women are finally getting brave enough to stand up and to stand on the road and saying, look, enough's enough. I don't need to partake in this. I don't need to be harassed in the workplace, and I don't definitely need to be hanging out with you when you dirty old man trying to get your way with me. It is disgusting, and I think finally there's just that boil over point. But for Lindsay Lohan, which I think is just despicable and insulting to these women have been assaulted, and for women that have ever been assaulted by anybody, to say to stand up? What? Stand up? Somebody weighed in on Twitter, said Lindsay Lohan and her whack accent in defending Harvey Weinstein on her Instagram. Goodbye to you forever. I think that just says it all. Not a big fan. Mean Girls. She's the star of Mean Girls. But she does sound whacked out, doesn't she? Here she is again. Hi,
this is Lindsay Lohan.
She's in a bathroom, by the way. Kind of throwed, if you will. Got that throwed look to her.
I'm in Dubai.
I'm in Dubai. Oh, I'm in Dubai. I broken English.
And I feel very bad for Harvey Weinstein right now.
I feel so bad. Forget about the women that have been abused.
I think it's right what's going on.
What's going on? Please inform us.
I think Georgina needs to take a stand and be there for her husband.
Yeah, Georgina. She did. She took a stand against her husband, Georgina. She's dumping her husband because she knows that the guy is a slime ball. Slime ball.
He's never harmed me or done anything wrong to me. We've done several movies together.
Oh, I'm sure you have, Lindsay.
And so I think everyone needs to stop. I think it's wrong.
It's wrong. What's wrong? What Weinstein did?
So stand up.
Stand up? What are you smoking? Seriously, you want another movie? You want a deal? What are you defending? Does he have some dirt on you? Does somebody else have some dirt on you? See, that's how Hollywood works. That's how the entertainment business works. Remember Billy Bush with Donald Trump with NBC? Remember? They only released those tapes. NBC knew that they had those tapes. And Hollywood at the same time knew that this guy was a deviant. So many people covered for this guy because of money. Money. And it always comes down to it. It's what they say makes the world go round. Even the Obamas in a statement. They said something about it, and it sounded good at first blush. I'm like, oh, this is great. Former President Obama and Michelle, they released a joint statement, and they did it yesterday, basically condemning Harvey Weinstein over the sexual assault accusations made against him, but they did not mention the many donations he had made to the former president's campaigns. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Michelle and I have been disgusted by the recent reports about Harvey Weinstein, and any man who demeans or degrades women in such a fashion needs to be condemned and held accountable, regardless of wealth or status. And we should celebrate the courage of women who have come forward to tell these